Hello everybody, thanks for joining. I'm so glad that you're here. I really want to thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today. I have started my journey of making my ephemera for my journal, and like I had said in my previous journal to this one, I believe it's to this one, I'm going to be making a lot of it off camera because I'm a little bit behind and I want to get her finished because, one, it's very exciting, and I'm really having fun working on her now that I have decided on her pages. I'm going to get ready to tie in the signatures. I will do that off camera. Today's video is a hidden paperclip with a twist. It is not my idea, obviously. Most of mine aren't. They're inspirations by other artists or things I've seen on either YouTube or Instagram. So I met a new friend. Her name is Kerry, and she is at Hippo Designs on YouTube. And she's actually a friend of one of my followers, Sue at Paper Inspirations. Hi, Sue. And that's how I have kind of scrolled over to Kerry's channel, which I highly recommend because she is fantastic. I spent a little bit of time there. Well, okay, a lot of time. But that was a good thing because I got a lot of ideas. And I'm sure you will too. Now, I've obviously done a twist because, and I'm not going to call this video Hidden Paperclip with a Twist because that's what she called hers. I don't know what I'll call this one yet, but it doesn't matter. I've done mine differently because I did a prototype with her. I crafted along with her, and I used a paper bag. What she had used was a cutlery bag. And all she did was cut the end off, folded it, and decided, how big she wanted it. So that's what I did, and I created my first one. And so then I created another one. So this one, oh, sorry. Let me get pretend this is your journal. Oh, dear. So pretend this is your journal. It's going to clip on. This particular one would clip on your journal page at the bottom. But I wanted to show you a variation where this one I created off camera to show you. It's just a prototype. It will go in my inspiration box. This one will go on a page this way. You just have to decide how you want it. Do you want it hanging off the side of your page? I'm sorry for being out of frame. Do you want it to hang off, do you want it to be on the side of your page and you don't have to put a dangle? Or do you want it to hang, or do you want it to clip on the bottom of your page? And this is so great because here you go. You've got, a tuck spot here. And you turn the page. You've got a tuck spot here. And I'll show you her twist in a minute. And then you've got, it will make sense. And then you've got a tuck spot here, okay? And so that's it. This one I just collaged. This one I used some script paper. I basically used what was on my desk. But a lot of us don't have cutlery bags, and a lot of us want to match our project. A lot of us want to just use scrapbook paper, or what have you, and decorate it. Tea stain paper, whatever you want to use, whatever your style is, whatever you're making, these are wonderful. I've never seen them before, ever, until I scrolled on over to Kerry's channel, and I'm so glad that I did. So, like most of you. So always, 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 if you're following me, if you're new here, please do leave your YouTube information so that I can follow you and be inspired by you as well. So what you can do, if you don't have a cutlery bag or one of these small paper bags like I do. This was just one of those, you know, paper bags. And I just folded it in half, cut the bottom off, rounded the corners, and done. Okay? But if you don't have a bag, or you want to use something that you want to match more closely to what you're working on, this is what I've come up with to make it easier for perhaps you. Okay? So the first thing you want to do is you want to simply make a tube. Okay? So you're going to take a piece of paper, any piece of paper, and you just want to make a tube. Okay? So you're just folding it in half, and you're going to glue along this edge, and you're going to make a tube. Like so. Okay? And then once you have that done, then you're going to decide how big or small you want it, and then you're simply going to fold it up, and that is going to become 2 pockets for tags to go into. And also, once it's a paper clip, you can paper clip something behind here, right? This goes onto your page, and you can put something, not in there, but you could put something behind here, 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 and here. Okay? And how pretty on your page. All right, let's get started. I've already cut everything up so that I can keep this video short, because I am, as you can see by my hands, I'm so sorry. I tried so hard to clean them, but I'm dyeing paper again today, and I just want to get it done. And quite frankly, I'm got a headache. But I so wanted to bring this to you before I forgot, or before I made it and then had to say, oh, well, this is how I made it. I just, like I said, most of my things I'll be making off camera because they're things you've already seen before. But I definitely wanted to share this with you in case you don't follow Kerry. But I'll put her information below so that you can definitely visit her channel. Okay, so I've chosen my paper to make my tube, and now I've also cut it down to how big or small that I want it. And it's going to totally depend on, obviously, the width or the size, the bottom or the side. Okay, this is non-directional, so I could put it on the bottom, I could put it on the side. This happens to be double-sided because it's a scrap I had from something else that I made. So now I'm just going to glue down my edge, and I'm going to make my tube. And I'm going to make sure that I like which side I like the best, and I'm thinking that I like this side to show. So I'm going to just make my tube, okay? And all you're going to do is, where's my little mat? Keep it right beside me, but I've been working, so let me just grab it. I know I'm going to get glue, so rather than get it on the glue and waste time cleaning it up, I'm just going to do this. So here we go. So like I said, this is just my take on what has been inspired by somebody else's idea. Which is pretty much what we all do. You know, everything is, ooh, that just gave me an idea, you know, type thing. But I always like to give credit to that person who, regardless if I make it exactly the same way, which will never happen in my case, because I can't follow, I just can't. I could watch that video 1,000 times and I still would be confused. So anyway, I wanted to do something that you ought to all have, because I have tons of paper bags that I could have done this with, and I thought, nope, I'm not going to do that, because what if my viewers don't? So simple tube, just like that, as wide or as long as you decide that you want it to sit on your journal page. Okay, so for example, this is 3 inches wide by, I just cut this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 by 6. I did not measure it because I just took it. This is my scrap so far that I've been using, and I'll go through that, you know, soon because it's getting full. So then you just want to take it and figure out what you want for your outside and fold it up like so. These are so pretty. Just love them. And she went into making the little jewelry bits that go on the bottom. I'm not going to do that in this video. I've already prepared one, but you can use whatever you want. Like on one, I just used a simple button and a pin. You know, you could use a safety pin or another paper clip, you know, to hang off the bottom. You don't need to be a jewelry expert. I am definitely not a jewelry expert, but I do love journal jewelry, as I call it, which Andrea over at Artie Mays got a very big kick out of that. She said, jewelry, journal, junk journal jewelry. What a great term. I said, thank you. But it's true, we all love our jewelry, right? In our journals. It's fun. So now you have a pocket here, pocket here. So now to make your hidden clip, your hidden paper clip, all you're going to need is, you know, this is just lightweight cardstock. I'm going to fold it up. And you want to make sure it sits in there so that you have space here, space on the top, and space on the side, because this is going to get glued to both sides of this. And of course it's hidden, you don't want to see it. The next thing you're going to need is a 2-inch paper clip. I have found that that's probably the best size, and the size that y'all probably have. The longer ones, a lot of us don't have them. I do, but a lot of you might not. So 2-inch and 1-inch are typically the size that everybody has. You also want to make sure that you leave it about this long. Now, what Kerry did, oh my gosh, I just thought of something. Hold on one second. I think I've been calling her Kerry, and her name might be Kelly. Hold on. No, I'm pretty sure it is Kelly. No? Wait a minute. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you in the description box below. I just met her the other day, like 8 days ago. But I'll leave all of her information below, so you don't have to worry about thinking about that. I always like to do that. So you want to leave this long. Now, what I always use, because it's easier for me, is to use masking tape to cover my paper clip before I go any further. She used glue, which a lot of us do, but I find the masking tape is a lot easier. Or you could use some washi tape. And we all have washi tape, so that's what I'm going to use, because you might not have masking tape. So I know. Oh dear, sorry, my punch fell. Not a big deal. Sorry. So a lot of you might not have masking tape, so I'm going to use what I know you all have. I know you all have washi. Okay, so there you go. You've taped it down. Now, just make sure that this is going to hang out a little bit, because you want something to hang off of it, or not. You don't have to do that. I just like the effect. Well, for this particular journal, I love it. And just make it, you know, make sure it's straight and in the middle. I didn't even check that, but it's directly in the middle. How did that happen? Did I measure it first? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now this is going to get placed in here. But I'm going to need a scissor or a pokey tool to help that paper clip. Okay, so I'm just going to place this in the center. I'm going to feel where my paper clip is. I'm just going to take my little scissors and I'm going to help it. Okay, So I'm gonna just make a kind of a mark there so I know where my paper clip is sitting. And I'm just gonna help it go through by just, you can use a pokey tool or what have you. I just found that that might be a little bit easier to get where you want that paper clip to go through. Okay? So just help it along. Otherwise, you're gonna be all day trying to push that through because you've got 2 layers of paper there, or a paper bag or whatever you decide to use. Now you wanna hold that and just push it through like that so that it's hanging out about that much. Okay, so now all you're going to do is glue it, and you have yourself a hidden paper clip with 2 pockets. I hope that you have been sticking with me so you can see how I finish it. It's just my idea, my take. She used tags. I'm using something different to put in mine, just to give you an idea of something else you can use besides tags. And then go over this if you're using washi, just a little bit, you know, to hold that paper clip in. And use a strong glue, obviously, because, you know, you want that paper clip never to fall out. You don't have to go over it a lot because you've got your washi there, but go over your washi because, you know, it doesn't stick real well all the time. Masking tape, yes, but y'all don't have, well, you might, but not everybody does. But this is the easiest way I have ever found to do my hidden paper clips, so, is by using masking tape instead of a lot of glue. So just give that a good press. Make sure your paper clip is still out, which mine is. I am so sorry about my hands, guys. I have really tried hard. They are not dirty. They're just stained. And especially when you do it outside, you really can't see how real stained they're getting, especially if you're using different teas or coffees or, you know, dyes. Blueberries, avocados, what have you. And today is a dyeing day for me because I didn't finish yesterday. But I'm finished now. So, and I'm so glad that I am. Oh my gosh. Such a long process when you do it outside. And I brush each page with my dies, and then I flip them and do the next side. And I have a little 4-foot table that I, you know, open up out there on my patio. Definitely don't want to do that. You'll close it. So don't get any glue anywhere but that paper. Okay? And just like hold it open and make sure you don't close up your pockets or get any glue on your sides, or you're not going to have your paper clip. Your paper clip won't be able to open, and neither would your pockets. Did it again. Instead of paper. Oh Lord. Okay, so that takes care of that. Your next step is just to decorate it however you so choose. And I have decided on using some of my tulle and some of my, I'm just going to grab a piece. I'm going to use some cheesecloth, and I'm going to use this peach tulle, even though it doesn't look peach until you get it on the paper or what have you, but it is peach. It's very pretty. It's a polka dotted tulle. And I get mine on Etsy, but I don't remember by who, and they don't always have it in stock. But you get so much of it. Just Google, type in on Etsy, Swiss dot tulle, I think, and you'll find it. And they have it in the pink and the peach and the white. But like I said, can you tell that's peach? No, not at all. But maybe if I put it on some white paper, You can see that it's peach. Probably not in the camera, but it's peach. So I'm just going to kind of wiggle it around and give it some not real structure, because I want this to look kind of, shabby, chic-y. Go figure. I'm really trying not to do this completely shabby chic, but it's hard with these colors and flowers, and it's very hard. I want to give it a vintagey type shabby chic look. Excuse me, Reach. I also want to show you different ways to use the paper. So anytime I have something that I think you could use a kit page that you're working on for something, or an item that you're working on that comes in the kit, and you want to use it in a different way, well, there are so many ways you can use so many of the items in the kits. You don't necessarily have to use a tag for tag or a pocket for a pocket, is what I'm saying, which I'm sure you all know, but I just thought I'd mention that and throw it out there. So now I'm going to put this cheesecloth underneath here, and I can see that already it's a little bit too big. So I'm just going to take my scissors again, and when I cut this, I typically will use my zigzag scissors, but you don't have to. I just like that look that it gives, and it stops it a little bit more from fraying. Not the cheesecloth, the tool. But it typically won't fray because I'm going to glue it, so I'm just pulling this so that we can see some threads. I might have to add a few more threads, which I do have my little thread bag here, just in case. You never know. I might want to throw some down, but I doubt it. I don't want to make this too long of a video. Where are we? 23, okay. Trying to keep my videos short like I had mentioned. Now I'm going to have this going this way on my page. So I'm going to put this up here in the corner, like so. I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac because it's cheesecloth, and it won't, no matter how hard you try, the arc glitter glue won't hold it. So I'm just going to put a little bit here. And my spatula is likely in my toolbox, so I'll just use something else. Okay, so I've got some cheesecloth, I've got some tulle. You can use whatever you want or nothing at all. But I'm going to place this down like this, and then I'm just going to scrunch this up like this. See? Like that. Just to make it kind of pretty. Now you could put a button here, you could have sewn a button on it and then glued the button to it. Glued this piece to it with the little button. That would be adorable. I just thought of that. Now I wish I had done it, but maybe in the next one. Because y'all know how much I love buttons. I can't have buttons on everything though. So, yeah, and I have buttons on some of my other things I've made, so you just can't keep putting buttons in everywhere. So I'm just making sure that that's down and kind of looks a little bit pretty, and pull out some of my threads from my cheesecloth, and yeah, just make it pretty. So then I'm going to decorate. So I've already fussy cut a couple of flowers that I want to use. So I'll place one like so here. And I just printed these on tracing paper because they're exactly like your stamps that you're going to buy, only you don't have to buy stamps. You could just fussy cut out your flowers off of your tracing paper. Right? Easy peasy. Well, for me, because I like to fussy cut that. And then just make sure you keep your flowers with your flowers, and then you'll always have them on the ready. So that will go there. And then of course, just want to let you know, in one of my videos I made some age tape. And I put a whole bunch, I wasted so much time. Yesterday, after I tea stained, I had my tea stained paper. I did add a little bit of gold, not gold, yellow ink to it, the Tim Holtz ink. I did add a little bit of that to it because this particular piece wasn't real dark. So I'm just grabbing a scrap. I do have a little envelope that, oh, here it is. I'll show you. I have an envelope that I keep all of my, this that I've been making. So, see how it comes out. This one didn't come out real dark. It came out very splotty and stuff. So I just added a couple of drops, just a couple of drops, and spread it with my spreader. And that is just, you don't have to do that. If you coffee stain, this comes out plenty dark enough. But this was on tea stain, and, you know, I don't want to throw it away. And you don't have to tape it. What was I thinking? All you have to do now when you want a piece is tear it off. You're going to tear it off anyway. It has to fit your project. I don't know what I was thinking. Yesterday, I'm like, just before I went to iron it, I thought, what are you doing? Hello? It's faux age tape. So, ignore that video and do this. This is just baking paper that you use to coffee stain your paper. Well, if you use it in the oven. I don't. I use it outside, but I still line my tray, you know, my tray that I do my dyeing with. Doesn't matter. I just don't want this to be too big, but I definitely want it to go on there because I want something to show that the flower is stuck there. So now I'm just going to take a tiny piece, a little bit of this glue. I suppose you could use just a glue stick, but I'm not waiting for it to dry. Or it is parchment paper, so and I'm just going to kind of, you know, add something, another element to that, and done. Well, not yet. There was one other thing I wanted to do. For this, I want to add this because I want to add either a sentiment or a word or something like that. I'm very much into sentiments and words. So this is a label out of the kit, and this is where I'm going to place it. Yes, this is out of the kit that I'm currently using. I just had to think for a minute because I have a bunch of her labels. And I had to look at it and say, yes, that this is from the Spring Aesthetics ephemera kit. Or tags. I think it's tags. And this comes with the tags. So then, see? And I didn't glue it all the way down on purpose. I don't want that. I want it to be like this. Okay, so there. I'm not going to decorate the other side because I'm going to decorate it exactly like I just did now. Only I'm going to use this flower and this label. But you don't need to see that again because you just saw it. So we'll just do that. Now I am going to simply put a dangle on it, which I'm going to use this one because I'm not going to make another one on camera. For those of you who do not have or don't have the access to beads or anything like that, I'll give you two ideas and options. Most of us have a safety pin or a bulb pin, so I wanted to give you a couple of options. So you could simply put a button on this and hang it from here. You could add a charm, and again, hang it from here. You could use another paper clip to hang it from here by adding this onto the paper clip. This is a little bee. Or if you have access and know how to do it, this is about the extent of my jewelry making. Okay, you could make something like that. And I am going to add this to here. I'm also going to add my little bee because it's cute. And I am just going to put this on the bottom like this, pin it, and then I'm going to add, like I said, sentiments or words, or in here is where I keep all my typewritten quotes and little sayings and things I've written. I will then, things I like, I'll just type them up, and then I will put everything in a bag, and then I'll pull what I want for a particular project I'm working on, and that's where I keep them in. But I'm not going to do that now because I don't really know what I'm going to put on there. So what I'm going to put inside the pocket is, this was a tag, but I turned it into a little notebook with some scrap paper. It actually goes this way because when I was cutting the scrap paper, I noticed here, this is just tea stain notebook paper, okay? But I noticed it said date, so I thought that would be perfect for inside here. And I just took 2 pieces, folded it in half, sewed down the middle. You don't have to stitch it, you could staple it. It's small enough. And then I folded, this is the tag, see? That's the tag. Here's another one. I'm not going to fold it because I'm going to use it as a tag. But I decided instead to make little booklets and put these cute little paper clips on them. You don't have to. It will stay. And then this will slide in here so the person has a little secret hiding writing space for quotes or dates or maybe a little photo or something. And I made this one as well. And this is scrap paper in here. This is just scrap paper that I've tea dyed that's in here that I've used in something else. And this is just one of the tags. Simple, right? So simple. But another way that you could use your digital kit. Any digital kit. Put a little paper clip there. And you could use a tag for sure. But showing my take on this, Kerry used tags, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, she used tags. You could put in a little journaling card, you know, a tag, or a little booklet like I did. Now it's done, except I have to do the other side, which I'll do. And now I have 3. So I have one that could go on the side. You could put a dangle or not. One that would go on the bottom. And we all love things to hang out of our journals, don't we? It's just fun. And like I said, if you have a journal that you don't want something hanging out of, well then fine. Don't put a dangle on it, just don't put your paper clip all the way through. So now this is still a little wet, so I want to be a little bit careful while I'm putting it on my page. This is just one page in my little notebook here. And you just want to put it on there. And there I got buttons everywhere. And there you go. So there it is on this side with your little dangle. And that would kind of hang down from your journal. So adorable. And then there's your other side, which will be decorated. You don't have to decorate both sides exactly the same. I just am. Okay? So it's that simple, folks. There's your ideas. Is one. I'll try and fit them all on the same page. Now, you could do it this way, but you have to make sure that those wouldn't fall out. which I don't think they would. So you could definitely do it from the top as well and have this hang like so. Yeah, nothing's gonna fall out of there. Those little booklets would never fall out of there. You'd have to pull them out. See? Yeah, you'd have to pull those out. So, you know, definitely you could do that. So, just to recap, put this back on the page so I can show you all the different ways you can do this. There it is back on my page. And I've got a little booklet in here and a little booklet in here. In here, like I said, I was just pulling scraps off my desk, so I just put, you could do it like this. You don't have to make a booklet, you know, an entire little notebook. And you can collage it like that. And this is one of those paper bags. And I just collaged it, and I just added a button. And like I said, these will just go inside my inspiration box. Well, this one for sure will, because I'm not going to be using it in this journal. And then you've got the one that can go on the side, and you could put a charm there or a dangle, and it would dangle off the side, like I had just showed you. Okay? So there you go. That's it. Very simple, I hope. And then again, take a journal card and put it in that side. Flip it over and take something else and place it on that side. So now you've got something here, something inside your pocket, something here, something inside your pocket. I so hope that you enjoyed today's video. I sure did, and I'm so glad that you came along. Leave me a comment in the description box below as to how you liked this video, and if it inspired you in any way. If you're new here, welcome. Do consider subscribing, and leave me your YouTube information so that I can follow you as well. I've made so many friends through my YouTubing, just simply by asking people to leave their YouTube information in the description box below so that I can follow you. I mean, I've even had now cooking channels. Oh my gosh, great people. So there you go. That's it for today's video. I hope I've been in frame. Until I see you again, be well. Have fun crafting, folks. And be kind. And God bless. Love y'all. Bye-bye.